Okay.
Welcome back to Good Morning Vail. There are so many incredible cultural events that happen around our valley, and tonight is exactly that. The Vail Symposium is holding a very special talk tonight, and our friend Dale Mosier from the Vail Symposium is here to tell us more about it. Good morning, Dale. Good to see you.
Good morning, Owen. Good
As
to
always.
see you, and thanks for having us on the program.
Exactly. So tell us what we have in store for this evening's Vail Symposium program.
Well, this is a program that actually started almost a year and a half ago. And about a year ago, we ended up saying, okay, we can have a special geopolitical program. But then we looked at it and we said, the issues are so complicated. There are so much to be discussed and so many different hotspots around the world. So we said, let's try an experiment. We are going to go for having basically back-to-back double headers. So we have 4 world-class speakers that are presenting last night and tonight.
Wow.
Last night they presented on Europe and democracy in the rest of the world relative to dictators and that type of thing, what's happening with democracy as we know it. And tonight we have Ambassador Hill, who's going to talk about China. Is China going to rule the world? And Ambassador Hill is probably one of the most decorated ambassadors. He was ambassador for 4 assignments. He was the lead negotiator on North Korea. He probably doesn't consider that to be a high spot at this point in time, but he was certainly involved in all of those issues. And then we also have Jamie Metzel, who has been here several times with Vail Symposium. He's a phenomenal speaker, and he also is involved with one of the think tanks involved with the Far East, but he's on CNN quite often talking about geopolitical issues. And he's going to talk about what is happening with the worldwide alliances that used to exist, still exist, where are they going, what's happening. So it's a phenomenal series to come together.
And this is such a special opportunity because we hear about these topics on various news stations all the time, but this is a real intensive. This is an informative session where you can really learn the facts from some of the experts in these topics. So,
well, not only learn the facts, but also raise some questions. Because, as an example, last night, question got raised, well, what would you do if you were Putin relative to Europe?
Wow.
And you know, the speaker gave an answer that was just really interesting and insightful.
Sure.
You know, many of us would think, well, we'd send in the tanks and see if the U.S. would respond. She says, no, we have plans in our drawers on how to deal with the tanks coming in.
Really?
I would do something that the U.S. and Europe is prepared for, like shut down the electrical grid.
Sure. Wow.
And we don't really know how we would respond to that.
So some really innovative perspectives coming into play in these sessions.
Absolutely.
Yeah, that's great. And this is a part of an entire winter series here. The Vail Symposium puts on so many events year-round, over 40 events year-round, right?
Over 40 full year. We do typically about 20 in the winter season and 20 in the summer season.
Yeah.
And this is the middle of our winter season now, and it's been a great program. We've got multiple programs coming up that are equally interesting. No double headers, but we do have a climate change program coming up in March, talking about the relationship of the extreme storms to climate change and what is that relationship. We've got a Nobel Peace Prize winner who was involved in developing the original climate change program for the UN. We've got a climatologist specializing in atmospheric disturbances coming from MIT, as well as Kim Langmaid talking about local issues.
Incredibly pertinent topics from the Vail Symposium there throughout the winter series and throughout the summer. Thanks for watching Good Morning Vail. That's a look at tonight's program with the Vail Symposium. You can learn more about that on their website, vailsymposium.org. We're going to take one last look at the weather here in just a moment.